morning. How are you doing today? Hope you have a good night rest. Welcome to today's newspaper review on Emirate Radio. We are located behind Federal Ministry of Environment of Ojeba Odilon, Kwara State, Nigeria. I am Misturah Issa
And I am Najeebat Oyerinde.
on today's newspaper review, we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper, Daily Post newspaper, the Royal News newspaper.
And here with me, the Daily Post, the Nation newspaper, the Leadership, and the Punch newspaper.
Before we dive into the stories, let's read the headlines. Starting with the Punch newspaper, Tinubu vow to end hospitals' power crisis.
Here on the Daily newspaper, chaos in Ikpetumodu as princess fights over throne of jailed monarch.
Still on Daily Post newspaper, you need basic knowledge of economics. Presidency fire back at Dinumalai.
On the Nation newspaper, Nigerian scholar hence global commendation on HIV brain research.
Still on Daily Post, federal government bans unauthorized boat loading.
On the Nation newspaper, Tinubu reaffirms commitment to overhauling health sector.
Heading to the Guardian newspaper, police detain 2 suspects, recover firearms, ammunition in Enugu.
Moving to the Leadership newspaper, massive investment in IT-driven skills will curb Nigerians' unemployment uptake.
On the Punch newspaper, doctors to decide on nationwide strike today.
On the Punch newspaper as well, 53-year-old Gombe woman nabbed for drug dealing.
Also on the Royal News newspaper, bandit demand 5 million naira peace levy from Katsina villagers.
On the Punch newspaper as well, NFF blasts this house fourth Ekong after Eagles draw with South Africa.
Still on the Royal News newspaper, Nigeria coach refused to give up despite South Africa's setback.
On the Punch newspaper, Nepali military to restore order as nation reels from unrest.
And also on the Royal News, Kwara NUT rises alarm over unpaid teachers' allowances. Let's take a look at this story making headlines on Nigerian newspaper this morning. On Punch newspaper, Tinubu vows to end hospitals' power crisis. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration commitment to overhauling Nigerian health sector with a strong emphasis on tackling the persistent power supply crisis crippling the nation's hospitals. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of Federation, Senator George Akume, at the National Stakeholders Dialogue on Power in the Health Sector in Abuja yesterday, the President declared that no Nigerian should lose their life because of electricity interruption in medical facilities. Tinubu described the situation as unacceptable and pledged that his government will prioritize sustainable energy solutions for health facilities nationwide. The president further explained that improving energy supply in healthcare is a key part of the Renew Hope agenda, which seeks to decentralize energy system and encourage private sector participation.
Yeah.
I think it's a good development for
Actually,
the president, because we really need electricity, especially in the hospital, because when they want to carry on this surgery.
For instance, now
for
when going on a surgery and the electricity is
now
not
go off.
yes,
Ha.
and it will affect a
somehow
lot.
risky.
Like there are a lot of people that have lost their
Their
lives
life, yes,
because of this electricity issue. If at all any other places in the state or in Nigeria will not get electricity, particularly the hospitals and other necessary places, they have to have electricity there.
Because by using generator is not that ideal at all.
It's
for
not
medical-
it's
for
not it's
hospitals.
not at all. So electricity has to be there, especially the hospital. Yeah, on the Daily newspaper, Osun chaos in Ikpetumodu as princess fight over throne of jailed monarch. A meeting of princes in Ikpetumodu, Osun State, descended into tension on Tuesday after a member of the royal family demanded that the throne of the Ikpetumodu be declared vacant. The controversy follows the conviction of Oba Joseph Oloyede, the 27th Ikpetumodu of Ikpetumodu, who was recently sentenced in the United States to more than 4 years in prison over COVID-19 loan fraud. The monarch was also ordered to forfeit assets and pay over $4.4 million in restitution. During the gathering, Prince Olaboye Ayola of the Aribile ruling house urged Chief Sunday Adedeji, the most senior kingmaker, to formally notify Governor Ademola Adeleke and request that the stool be declared vacant. Adedeji, however, rejected the demand, insisting he would be party to such a move. His stance triggered a heated exchange among the princes, forcing the meeting to end abruptly without a resolution. Speaking briefly afterward, he told journalists that peace has to reign first before declining further comment. The U.S. Attorney's Office confirmed Oba Oloyede's conviction on August 26, 2025. Since the ruling, the town has been gripped by uncertainty, with deepening divisions between two royal lineages, Aribile and Fagbemokun, while the Aribile ruling house maintains that the throne should remain with them until the convicted monarch completes its jail term. The Fagbemokun family argues that the crown should now pass to their lineage in line with tradition. The Osun state government has stated that it will review a certified true copy of the U.S. court judgment before determining the next line of action.
Fighting over throne.
It's a very big issue, especially
Big
all this
one,
monarch
big
of
one.
a thing. It does not settle quickly. So
Joining you in the Daily Post newspaper, you need basic knowledge of economics. Presidency firebacks at Dino Malai. The presidency has fireback at former Kogi West Senator Dino Malai, urging him to acquaint himself with the basic knowledge of economics. Special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on media and public communications took the swap at the ex-lawmaker on Monday over his remark on Nigerian public debt. Malaya has said that the Nigerian government under Tinubu may later resort to borrowing from OPay or Money Point. Reacting, Dawe described Malaya's comment as misleading and rooted more in drama than economics. Dawe stated that Malaya had once again traded substance for spectacle after suggesting on television that Nigeria will soon borrow from OPay and Money Point. According to the presidential aide, while such comments may entertain, they fail to reflect the reality of the nation's fiscal situation. This one is, I don't know, maybe I'll just say it's a clown or what.
Nigeria will borrow from OPay. How much
Money
does
Point.
OPay? It has not gotten to that stage.
It's just, I don't know.
I don't know. It just
want
wants to talk. It just wants to make an
It's
headline because
downgrading our
exactly.
country. So Nigeria, so we are debtors now.
I don't know. Has it gotten to that level to go and borrow from OPay, and that's just it. It just wants to make an headline because since he has just been quiet and it just wants to be known, so that's just it. On the Nation newspaper, Nigerian scholar hence global commendation on HIV brain research. A Nigerian scholar, Elizabeth Oladipo, has earned global commendation after presenting groundbreaking research on how HIV affects the brain at the prestigious University of Nebraska Medical Center, Omaha, USA. According to our findings, HIV TAT protein, a molecule that remained active in the brain even when patients are on combined antiretroviral therapy, contributes to long-term neurological damage, including memory loss, poor cognition, and neurodegeneration. Experts said Oladipo's finding could guide new strategies to reduce the hidden impact of HIV on the brain, improving long-term quality of life for millions. More than 39 million people live with HIV worldwide, with Nigeria carrying one of the heaviest burden. Speaking with journalists during a poster presentation, Oladipo said, while antiretroviral treatment has transformed HIV into a manageable condition, TATS remains a persistent threat. She said, TATS persists in the brain long after the virus has been suppressed in blood. which makes it particularly dangerous. My research is focused on understanding how tats interact with brain cells so we can develop ways to protect patients from long-term neurological complications. Our work has drawn strong praise from fellow researchers and senior scientists who commended both the robustness of our data and the clarity of our presentation. Many describe the study as a potential breakthrough in addressing HIV-associated neurocognitive disorders, which continue to challenge the medical community despite advances in treatment. Oladipo, who has dedicated her career to advancing human health through science, expressed how data findings would strengthen global efforts against the virus.
Still on Daily Post newspaper, federal government bans unauthorized boat loading. The National Inland Waterways Authority (NIWA) has banned on all unauthorized boat loading points across the country. The authority also called for the passage of the Coastal Guard Bill to enhance water safety and curb boat mishap. Mr. Bola Oyebamiji, the managing director of NIWA, made this known yesterday in Abuja at a news conference to address concerns surrounding boat mishaps. Oyebamiji said that no commercial passenger boat shall be allowed to load from any point other than those recognized and registered by NIWA. Oyebamiji said that all unlicensed boat drivers and operators were banned from operating any boat or watercraft on waterways. He reiterated NIWA's commitment to safe waterways, especially through its continuous removal of aquatic waste, locks, wax, and other impediments from waterways that could hinder safe navigation. He said that NIWA had increased the number of its water marshals from 80 personnel to 350 personnel. According to him, this is to ensure that safety tips are given to passengers before departure and to reinforce strict enforcement of the no life jacket, no boarding regulations. Oyebamiji said the passenger manifest had also been deployed to its area office across the country to record passenger information at the recognized jetties and loading points for administrative purposes.
Still on the Nation newspaper this morning, Tinubu reaffirms commitment to overhauling health sector. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has restated his administration's determination to transform Nigeria's health sector. He said no Nigerian should die because of power failures in health facilities. The president spoke yesterday at the National Stakeholders Dialogue on Power in the Health Sector at the Ladi Kwali Hall, Continental Hotel, Abuja. He said the federal government was prioritizing innovative and sustainable solutions to ensure an uninterrupted electricity supply in medical institutions. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, President Tinubu said, "Today we face a pressing issue that affects every Nigerian, the persistent power supply crisis in our tertiary hospitals and public health institutions, in surgical theaters, maternity wards, intensive care units, laboratories, and emergency rooms across the country. Power outage tools often compromise safety, interrupt cares, and cost lives. The crisis demands our immediate attention and concerted action. This outage cannot continue, and under our administration, they should not. Lives are at stake. We must act now." A statement by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the SGF, Yomi Odunoga, the president said the initiative to improve energy supply in health facilities formed part of the Renewed Hope agenda, brothers' efforts to tackle energy poverty by decentralizing electricity delivery and boosting private sector's participation. That's what we said earlier about the electricity and every other thing. It's not even electricity alone. They should try as much as possible to review the doctors and nurses' salaries, because now I heard they will be going on strike and something like that. So if it's not only about electricity, when their salaries are reviewed,
the doctors
then the electricity can come in.
Heading to the Guardian newspaper, police detain 2 suspects, recover firearms, ammunition in Enugu. The police command in Enugu State says it has arrested two main suspects and recovered four locally fabricated firearms, including an imitation gun, one live cartridge, and other incriminating exhibits. The command spokesman, XP Daniel Ndukwe, said this in a statement yesterday in Enugu. Ndukwe explained that the operational breakthrough were part of the command's sustained effort to rid the state of crime and criminality. According to him, on September 6th at about 4 p.m., operative of the Anti-Cultism Tactical Squad, working with members of the Neighborhood Watch Group, raided a criminal hideout in Emekengo in Udi local government area, following credible intelligence. A search of the bag led to recovery of two locally fabricated firearms, one triple-barrel pistol and one single-barrel pistol. Emirate said that similarly on September 5th at about 11 p.m., operative of Abakpa Police Division, while on night patrol, arrested and detained one Peter Kalu, 26th of Enugu, for causing public disturbance. The spokesman added that in another development on September 3rd at about 11 p.m., operatives of Umabo Police Division, working with local vigilantes, rescued and detained one Ugu Collins, 23, from an angry mob. He said that the suspects were unlawfully in possession of a firearm, was alleged to have violently threatened a male victim. Furthermore, this grave investigation into the cases are ongoing, while the detained suspects will be arraigned in court upon conclusion of investigation, he said.
This is
Nigeria is not safe. Yes.
Insecurity is just getting more serious in this country every day. There's no day any news will not come out that insecurity. May God help us in this country. Moving to the leadership newspaper this morning, massive investment in IT-driven skills will curb Nigerians' unemployment. Haptech. In its 25 years of operation in Nigeria, Haptech has become one of the world's major players in vocational and technological-driven education. It has empowered its 100,000 youth with information technology skills at local and international levels. Consequently, it has appealed to the Nigerian government and other critical stakeholders to invest massively in globally competitive skills in information technology, multimedia, and animation to curb the growing unemployment among the country's youth. To enable more Nigerians to benefit from its services, the company has unveiled a plan to increase its training centers nationwide from 60 to 100. At an international level, Haptech has partnered with Middlesex University to allow its graduates to complete their bachelor's degrees in the United Kingdom within 1 year. Haptech reiterated its unwavering commitment to equipping Nigerians' youth with new information technology, multimedia, and animation skills. Sub-company's officials made this revelation at the 17th edition of its flagship educational enlightenment event, Career Quest, held in Abuja on Monday to mark the 25th anniversary of Haptech's operation in Nigeria. In its address, the Managing Director CEO of Haptech Nigeria, Mr. Rajiv Venugopal, reflected on the organization's journey and its transformative impact on Nigerians' education and employment landscape. He said, "We started its mission in 2000 as Nigeria entered a new millennium. Back then, I saw that many young Nigerians, despite holding degrees, struggled to find meaningful employment. That was the moment I realized something had to change."
Heading to the Punch newspaper, doctors to decide on nationwide strike today. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors will today hold International Executive Council meeting to determine its next line of action on pending ultimatum to the federal government. The association had earlier issued a 10-day ultimatum to relevant government agencies, warning that members will embark on a nationwide strike if their demands were not met. The threat comes amid mounting pressure on Nigeria's fragile public health system which is already grappling with a shortage of doctors, poor infrastructure, and overcrowded hospitals. Resident doctors, who constitute the majority of the medical workforce in teaching and specialist hospitals, have reportedly gone on strike in recent years over unpaid wages, poor welfare, and inadequate working conditions. Experts warn that another shutdown could cripple healthcare delivery, forcing patients to seek expensive private care and worsen health outcomes nationwide. In a communique issued on September 1st, 2025, and signed by NAD President Dr. Tokwe Osundara, General Secretary Dr. Oluwashola Odumbanku, and Publicity and Social Secretary Dr. Omaha Amobi, the doctors demanded immediate payment of their outstanding 2025 Medical Residency Training Fund, settlement of 5 months arrears from the 25 to 35% Consolidated Medical Salary Structure review, and other long-standing salary backlogs. They also demand the payment of the 2024 accountment allowance arrears, prompt disbursement of specialist allowances, and restoration of the recognition of the West African Postgraduate Membership Certificate. In addition, they called on National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria to issue membership certificates to all deserving candidates, implement the 2024 commands, resolve outstanding welfare issue in Kaduna State, and address the plight of resident doctors at Lautech Teaching Hospital, Ogbomoso. Speaking with newsmen yesterday, Dr. Osundara said the outcome of today's next meeting will determine the association's next step. NED first Vice President Dr. Tajuddin Abdulrauf also confirmed that the NEC will be convened today to assess the situation. I pray they should resolve this, because
that's what they say. They have
is not
they
the
have
solution.
now
But
they are going for a strike. If at all any emergency comes now, who would attend to those
attend to
patients?
them?
That's what we are saying, that the salary comes first.
Ish,
After
I
the
think
salary, any
they
other
can
things can
count.
come
Yes.
first. So if they are
Because without the doctors, I don't even
exactly, now they are saying they have backlogs of salaries that
Salaries
they've not
that
paid.
that
Not
is
talk
unpaid.
of the recent ones.
once. Yes.
We have to do better in this country, actually. Moving to the Punch newspaper this morning, 53-year-old Gombe woman nabbed for drug dealing. The Gombe State Police Command has arrested a 53-year-old woman, Rekia Ahmed, for alleged drug peddling, and a 36-year-old man, Hawel Suleiman, for suspected tricycle theft. Confirming the arrest yesterday, the police public relations officer DSP Buhari Abdullah said the operation were part of the command's intensified fight against crime and criminality in the state. According to him, operatives attached to the anti-violence squad arrested Ahmed on Monday at the Oyerinde quarters bypass area of Gombe. She was allegedly found with 8 blocks of dried leaves suspected to be India hemp cannabis sativa. The suspect is already in custody alongside the exhibit recovered. Investigation is ongoing and she will be transferred to the appropriate unit for prosecution, Abdullah explained. Residents in Burundi expressed surprise over the development. We never suspected Mama Rekia of anything like this. She was always reserved. To hear she was arrested for drugs is a shocking one, residents told our correspondent. In a separate incident, detectives from Gona Division arrested Suleiman, 36 of Bagadaza quarters at Nasarawa quarters, with a tricycle reportedly stolen from Wura Biriji bypass quarters, Gombe. Abdullah said Suleiman failed to give a satisfactory account of the tricycle, with registration number YLA 536WL. Preliminary investigation revealed that the tricycle was stolen. The rightful owner has since been traced and identified the property, the police spokesperson said. The tricycle owner, visibly relieved, praised the police for their swift action. I had given up hope of seeing my keke again. When the police called me to identify it, I was shocked. they really acted fast. Abdullahi noted that investigation are ongoing with both suspects will be charged to court upon completion. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police CP Bello Yahya commended the officers for the breakthroughs. Our men will not relent in ensuring Gobins remains unsafe for criminals. The command is determined to protect lives and property across the states.
Also on the royal news, bandits demand 5 million naira peace levy from Katsina villagers. Ilali village, Katsina state. Residents of Ilali village in Katsina state have reportedly been asked to pay 5 million to bandits to ensure their safety during this year harvest. The payment, described by villagers as a peace levy, is said to allow farmers access to their farmland without fear of attack. Security analyst Bakastini shared the development on X yesterday, noting that the levy is being framed as free for peace and safe harvesting. Authorities have yet to release an official statement regarding the incident. Imagine. They should pay, they should pay
5 million peace levy
so that they can go to their farm.
That
Oh my god. Hey.
is the audacity for me. Like the audacity, 5 million peace levy. Hey, I don't get though. Because even if they pay the 5 million, they will still kill
people on their own farmland.
They will still kill people. Lastly, on the Punch newspaper this morning, NFF blasts Dissers fault Ekong after Eagles draw with South Africa. The Nigeria Football Federation has openly criticized Super Eagles striker Cyril Dissers and faulted captain William Troost Ekong after yesterday's 1-1 draw with South Africa in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier in Bloemfontein. The Eagles, who needed a victory to revive their fading hopes of qualifying for next year's tournament in North America, suffered an early setback when Ola Aina limped off in the 80th minute. Matters got worse when Troost Ekong turned the ball into his own net in the 25th minute to hand Bafana the lead. Though Kevin Bassey headed home at equalizer just before halftime, Nigerian failed to convert possession into goals after the break, with substitutes Tolu Arokodare, Samuel Chukwueze and Christianos Uche all unable to break down the South African defense. In its post-match statement made available to journalists yesterday by the NFF Director of the Communication, Dr. Ademola Olajire, the NFF singled out Dissers, who was withdrawn at half-time for particular criticism. Cyril Dissers, who had an unimpressive goal in Uyo where he turned out to be a substitute that was substituted, did not have a better game as he was too slow to latch onto passes, could not win area balls, and did little in bringing alive the Nigerian attack, the statement read. The statement also faulted skipper Troost Ekong for handing the Bafana the opener. The Super Eagles' fighting spirit was diminished for a period after team captain William Ekong inadvertently swept the ball into his own net in the 25th minute, wrong-footing Sterling Wabali to give the Bafana the lead and great impetus, the statement noted. The Federation, however, praised Kelvin Bassey for his resilience after the Fulham defender grabbed Nigerians' equalizer just before the break.
Still on the Royal News newspaper, Kwara NUT raises alarm over unpaid teacher allowances. The Kwara State chapter of the Nigerian Union of Teachers has expressed concern over delay in the payment of teacher-specific allowances. In a statement, the state chairman, Comrade Yusuf Wahab Abdullah, and Deputy Secretary General Mike Modesti criticized the state government for its prolonged silence on the matter. The union noted that despite several engagements, the government has not addressed the 27.5% and 21% TSA owed to teachers. Following a meeting with key stakeholders in Ilorin yesterday, the union resolved that before issuing any formal ultimatum or considering industrial action, teachers would observe a day of fasting and prayer to seek divine intervention. While acknowledging the government's approval of funding for the 2024 TESCOM promotion, the NUT emphasized that welfare issues, particularly the payment of allowances, remain crucial for teachers' motivation and productivity. Also, still lastly on the Royal News newspaper, Nigerian coach refused to give up despite South Africa's setback. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle insists Nigeria will continue fighting for a place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup despite a disappointing 1-1 draw against South Africa in Bloemfontein yesterday night. The result left the three-time African champions in top position in Group B with 11 points from 8 matches. Their hopes of qualifying now hinge on winning their remaining 2 fixtures against Lesotho and Benin Republic. Speaking after the game, Chile acknowledged the challenge ahead but vowed his players remain committed to securing maximum points in their final outings. Nigeria will travel to Lesotho next month before wrapping up their campaign at home against the Suez of Benin Republic. Wow.
I don't even know what to say about that.
So now, 1-1.
Yes,
I just pray we have this chance
yesterday.
of going for the World Cup.
I hope so, because what
third
I read
position.
last was like they have a slim chance to
Very
go for
slim,
the North
very
Africa
slim,
stuff
because
and all.
but they will still have 2 more countries to play with, so
And
I
I
wish
pray
them all
we,
the best.
we win that one, because if they win, means I will also go with them. Actually, so I want to go with them.
Alright, time is not by our side. That's end the newspaper review for today. For more in-depth on the stories, please visit the newspaper pages. I am Misturah Issa.
And hi, I'm Najeebat Oyerinde.
Thanks for listening and happy Teachers' Day.